the setback is a setup. Oftentimes we see a setback as a negative thing, as a frustrating thing, as a discouraging thing that we want to get away from, that we complain about it, we grumble and mumble. But you look at Joseph, right? He went through a huge setback. In fact, he did everything right, yet had everything wrong happen to him, which is actually a great picture of Christ in the Old Testament, because Jesus did everything right and had everything wrong happen to him too. So God gave him a gift of interpreting dreams. His brothers wanted to kill him for that. And then he gets thrown in a pit. He survives this pit, gets sold into slavery, and he gets promoted in Egypt. And then Potiphar's wife lies about him and says that he tried to commit sin with her, sexual sin with her. And he got thrown into prison for 13 more years. And in 13 years, he did what was right. And he interpreted the people's dreams in prison, and the guy forgets about him. So he has to wait longer in prison. And finally, after all that setback, it's a setup to put him in position, because Pharaoh has a dream. Joseph interprets it. He gets exalted to second in command. And through that setup, Joseph is used as an instrument of God to deliver all the people of Egypt and all the people of the land of Canaan, which is where we get Israel. The lineage of Israel comes from the loins of Joseph. And you see, what was seen as a huge setback, when Joseph obeyed God and did the right next thing, it was actually a setup for God's glory to become made manifest and known. And we wouldn't have the Bible the way it is today if Joseph complained and stopped trusting God, but Joseph kept on pursuing the Lord. And I just want to encourage you, whatever setback you're going through, if you keep seeking the Lord, you might see that that setback is actually a setup for God to be more magnified later on. But we need to have patience. We need to see that, hey, we don't know the end of the story, but we know this promise in Romans 8:28 that God works all things together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. Amen.